somebody who used to unlock this. So hold on. Alright, so we're going to be playing. I've got Shanks here, I've got Candinero, I've got Gambit here with me. We're going to be playing Jackbox. We're going to start it with You Don't Know Jack. I wish Sean would shut up for 2 seconds so I could talk. Get out. So before we do, we are going to be playing You Don't Know Jack. Now, where's... Thanks. That now.
Startup game has been activated. We are on.
Yeah,
all right,
I took
so
a
that's
poll
it.
in the office, and we all thought that Gravity was worth seeing in the theater.
Okay, agree to disagree. I thought it was way better on my iPod Shuffle.
Can someone please mop up that melted bronze? Someone's gonna step in that.
She's like, don't give me the office birthday card if there's nowhere left to sign it. She's like, where am I supposed to sign it? On the back next to the credits, like a dog?
And if we could refrain from any sort of offensive language.
Everyone's in, so we're getting ready.
We don't want to single out any groups.
This is You Don't Know Jack 2015. I'm your host, Cookie Masterson. And hey, wipe that smile off your face. This is serious. Okay, just kidding. There will be farts and stuff. I'm flattered you four decided to play our little game, but really, get a life. You all take care of those screws now. You can force another player to answer immediately by hitting your screw button. If they miss it, you win extra bonus dollars. And today's wrong answer of the game is being brought to you by
the San Francisco Otter Choir. Free concerts every Wednesday, except for mating season.
Find the wrong answer associated with our sponsor to get yourself some sweet prizes and bonus cash. Okie doke, this is really happening.
Get ready, time for question. One.
First up, Bootyful. Let's analyze one of Kim Kardashian's body parts. About what percentage of Kim Kardashian's brain is just made up of water? 10%, 40%, 80%, or 100%? Player 4? Sorry, no takebacks. Players 1, 2, and 3? Kim Kardashian's brain, and everybody else's brain for that matter, is made up of about 80% water. But that other 20% is just so round and firm, I can't stop thinking about it. Next. His acting is alright. So, you know how they called Matthew McConaughey's resurgence as an actor his McConaissance? Well, if Matthew McConaughey is currently experiencing a McConaissance, then what period of his life just ended? The McCona Dark Ages, the McCona Industrial Age, the McCona Middle Ages, or the McCona Enlightenment Age? Player 4? Player 3? All wrong. Players 1 and 2? The Renaissance first occurred in Italy in the late 14th century, immediately following the Middle Ages. So the McConaissance would follow the McCona Middle Ages. Which is funny because most Renaissance sculptures also need to put on a damn shirt.
Dance with me, Disco 3.
How about brought to you by the letter U, Nabrow?
We got this one. It's the put the choices into order, then buzz in and see if you are right. Question.
And if you get this one right, I'll rustle up some extra moolah for you. Arrange these Sesame Street characters in order of fewest to most eyebrows. Bert, Ernie, the Count. Ernie, Bert, the Count. Bert, Ernie, the Count. The Count, Bert, Ernie, or Ernie, the Count, Bert. Player 3? What? No. Player 4? Players 1 and 2? Ernie has no eyebrows at all, Bert has one long single eyebrow, and the Count has two eyebrows! I'm giving you each an additional $1,000 for that. And yet, none of them have ever blinked. Say hello to Duck Duck Swan. Say the cast of Duck Dynasty attends a performance of Swan Lake and thinks there are real waterfowl on stage. In their confusion, which character would they most likely shoot? Siegfried, Benno, Von Rothbart, or Odette? Player 1.
No!
Player 3.
No.
Players 2 and 4. Odette is a princess who has been turned into a swan, so the Duck Dynasty crew would probably fill her full of lead. Especially if they find out she once fooled around with a lady swan in college. I call this one The Man in the Backwards Yellow Hat, and it's a dis or dat. Player 3, you need the most help, so this dis or dat is just for you. I'm going to read off 7 things, and for each one you tell me if it's an alleged antic by pop star Justin Bieber, or an antic by the classic children's book character Curious George. If it's Justin Bieber, press the X button. If it's Curious George, press the B button. Now the rest of you listen up. Pick your answers before Player 3 does, because if Player 3 gets it wrong, everyone who gets it right will split that cash. Okay, we're off. Peed in a mop bucket. Broke his leg falling from a... Arrested for falsely... Egged a house. Got high on ether. Fed a bugle to an ostrich. Went to a Brazilian bro... Forget George, I'm curious how someone could do this badly.
Yeah, he's getting up. He's getting deposited soon.
I think we can all agree that it's time for that little bastard to get deported. And then it's your turn, Bieber. That about does it for round 1. And player 2 is in the lead, and leaving no doubt about it either. Remember, I'm doubling the value of each question in round 2. And don't forget, the wrong answer of the game is still there for the taking. It's time. It's time for Dumber and Dumberer 2. So there's Dumb and Dumber, and then there was Dumb and Dumberer, and then Dumb and Dumber 2. Makes perfect sense. Now, going back a few decades, there was The Odd Couple and The Odd Couple 2. So, if another remake of The Odd Couple used the superlative adjective, it would be called The Blank Couple. Player 1, who do you want to screw? Player 2, you've been screwed. You got 5 seconds. Odd is the adjective, odder is the comparative adjective, and oddest is the superlative adjective.
Backfired,
but of course, everyone who made the original Odd Couple movies is dead, which means it's the perfect time for Rob Schneider to swoop in and revitalize the franchise. Unfortunately, Player 1, you're screwed.
Question 7. Get up and shake your monkey bang.
Take a stab at Let It Go, Let It Go, Let It Go. At which temperature would Olaf from the movie Frozen melt and die? 30 degrees Kelvin, 30 degrees Fahrenheit, 30 degrees Celsius, or 30 degrees Rankine? He's a snowman. Player 4. Players 1 and 3. Interesting choice. Players 2 and 4. You may not know how temperatures work. Here's where the money is. 30 degrees is below freezing in Fahrenheit and insanely below freezing in Kelvin and Rankine. But it's pretty balmy in Celsius, about the equivalent of 86 degrees Fahrenheit. And I know, blah, 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 he can magically be saved, but I'm talking about what would happen in the real world to a talking snowman. Coming up next, Kangaroo, Peanut, Albert Einstein, or Uranus?
Kangaroo, Peanut, Albert Einstein, or Uranus.
First spotted in 1879. Kangaroo, Peanuts, Albert Einstein, or Uranus? Player 4? Excuse me. Players 1, 2, and 3? That answer has a hole in it. I so wanted you to pick this one. Albert Einstein was first spotted in 1879, the year he was born. Probably by a midwife or something, over a century after Uranus was discovered and even longer after kangaroos and peanuts. I've heard baby Einstein cried a lot because he left behind some important equations on the uterine wall. Here's one for you. Wine or lose? If the Washington Redskins rebranded themselves with a non-offensive red-skinned mascot, what could they be called? The Washington Chardonnays, the Washington Malbecs, the Washington Pinot Blancs, or the Washington Rieslings? Players 2 and 4?
Whoa! Oh, that was nice.
Players 1 and 3? This isn't going to go with dinner at all. Here's what a right answer looks like. Chardonnays, Pinot Blancs, and Rieslings are all white-skinned grapes, but the Malbec grape is red. Although to a connoisseur like myself, Malbec is very offensive. Oh yes, I do say that was quite a burn. Coming up, I want to lick and roll all night. If Kiss singer Gene Simmons' tongue grew to the average length of an adult giraffe's, how deep into a woman's mouth could he stick it when he kissed her? About 5 inches deep? About... Player 3, who gets your screw? The screw is in you, player 2. 5 seconds to make a choice. Player 3, way to work that screw.
Yes.
Time to twist the knife. Player 1. Player 3. Ow. Player 4. An adult giraffe's tongue is on average about 18 to 20 inches long. So that's about how deep into a woman's mouth a giraffe-tongued Gene Simmons could stick it. And if Gene Simmons' neck grew to the length of an adult giraffe's, he may not even need women anymore. Brace yourself for the attack. When you see 2 clues... Of course, who wants to hear my yapping? No, I'm still doing it. Sorry, here you go. Your house is made of what? What materials are their houses made from? Good luck.
The Pueblo people. What's the Pueblo people? Nobody wants to see it. Oh! Yes, the last one.
I'm scared to see our scores. Oh my god.
Player 2 is our winner! Player 2, you're like some freak of nature. You're a winner who's still a loser. They ought to put you in some carnival sideshow. The half winner, half loser. Don't get too close, kids. Just gawk in amazement at its stunningly crappy score.
You don't know Jack!
Oh my god. I screwed up. I would have been still 2,000 ahead.
I am Cookie Masterson, and I shaved my nipples for this, so let's hurry before it grows back. Like, we need to get moving now. If somebody had told me I'd be spending time here with you four, I would not have believed it. Everybody's got their screws. If you think another player is clueless, screw them and make them answer immediately. If they miss it, you win extra cash. And the wrong answer of the game is brought to you by
Flavored eye drops. Why let your mouth have all the fun? Flavored eye drops.
If you happen to find our sponsor's wrong answer of the game, you'll be rewarded with big prizes and cash. Okay, let's see what happens.
Get ready, time for question.
Let's begin with Eat, Pray, Die. Which of these Julia Roberts characters would Jack the Ripper have been most likely to savagely murder? Erin Brockovich, Vivian Ward, Tess Ocean, or Liz Gilbert? Players 2 and 3, let this be a lesson to you. Players 1 and 4, Vivian Ward is the name of the prostitute Julia Roberts plays in Pretty Woman, and almost all of serial killer Jack the Ripper's alleged victims were female prostitutes, so he'd probably have just loved to murder her. I can see it now. He'd open the box with his knife in it, she'd reach in and he'd playfully shut it, snapping her fingers. She'd laugh, he'd laugh, then he'd kill her. Here's a good one. If I only had a brain trust. Suppose the Scarecrow from The Wizard of Oz faced off against the Wicked Witch of the West in a public debate. If he wanted to use a straw man argument against her, what might he do? Attack the Wicked Witch's character rather than the issue? Player 1, who's gonna get it? You're screwed, Player 3. 5 seconds to pick an answer. Ouch, out of time. Player 1, your screw worked out.
Oh no!
Why not grab a few more bucks while you're at it? Player 4. Hey, remember when the Scarecrow says the sum of the square roots of any two sides of an isosceles triangle is equal to the square root of the remaining side? Yeah, he was actually wrong. So you guys have that in common. Remember when the Scarecrow says the sum of the square roots of any two sides of an isosceles triangle is equal to the square root of the remaining side? Yeah, he was actually wrong. So you guys have that in common. Player 2. A straw man argument purposefully misrepresents an opponent's position in order to strike it down. Here's how I would debate the Wicked Witch. Ladies and gentlemen, one of the two candidates you see here tonight is a Wicked Witch. Thank you, I yield the rest of my time.
Dance with me, Disco 3.
What are you giving me that?
Try this on for size. Getting naughty. And this dis or dat leg's being tied up. Player 3. Looks like you've got some catching up to do. This dis or dat is all yours. I'm gonna read off 7 names, and for each one, you tell me if it's the name of a necktie knot or the name of a sex position recommended by Women's Health magazine. If it's a necktie knot, press the X button. If it's a sex position, press the B button. Now, the rest of you need to hear this. Lock in your answers before player 3. If player 3 gets it wrong, I'll split up that cash to everyone who got it right. All right, let's get started. The Half Windsor. The Valedictorian. The Prince Albert. The Trinity. The Caboose. The Chairman. The Four in Hand. It appears your score likes to be on bottom.
Oh, no.
Jason?
My usual sex position is also the way I usually tie a tie, alone in front of a mirror. This one's called Shop Till Everyone Drops. Say at Christmas time, every single item at your local mall sells out. According to a popular grim fairy tale, which of these stores has the best chance to be magically stocked overnight by hardworking elves? Foot Locker, Radio Shack, Victoria's Secret, or LensCrafters? Players 1, 3, and 4. Check, please. Player 2. In the grim fairy tale, The Elves and the Cobbler, a poor shoemaker is given some much-needed help by elves who appear in the middle of the night. And while the shoemaker made a nice profit, the elves were trampled to death on Black Friday. And on its way, Okia Dokia. If you're driving between company headquarters, which trip should be the shortest? IKEA to Kia, Kia to Nokia, Nokia to IKEA, or IKEA, Nokia, and Kia headquarters are exactly the same distance apart. Player 2 clocks a tick. Player 1. Any last words? Not too late. Players 3 and 4. No Kia. No Kia. Player 2. Nokia is based in Finland and IKEA is based right next door in Sweden. Kia is based in South Korea. Whether it's phones, furniture, or cars, if it's got Kia in the name, you know it's gonna be cheap. I mean inexpensive. Inexpensive! That's the end of a thrilling first round. And it looks like player 2 has the lead, but that could change mighty quick. Don't forget, all the questions in round 2 are worth double. And don't forget about your screws. You didn't come here to make friends. This one's known as Muscle Milk Was a Bad Choice. Say the news team from the Anchorman films decides to run a relay race against a rival news team. If Ron Burgundy is his team's anchor, when will he run? Before Brick, Brian, and Champ? After Brick and Brian, but before Champ? Before Brian and Champ, but after Brick? Or after Brick, Brian, and... Player 3? Whammy! Players 1, 2, and 4? In a relay race, the anchor, usually the fastest runner, goes last. And they would probably promote the race so incessantly that by the time it actually took place, you wouldn't be that interested in seeing it anymore.
Question 7. Get up and shake your monkey bang.
And now, guess who's Dak? Dak again. You know, I'm not an optimist, but I have to say, I feel like things have been going pretty well with the game so far.
Son Daddy forgot about me.
Oh no, my old ventriloquist puppet, Billy O'Brien.
One's made of skin, one's made of wood, so who's the dummy?
Not me.
Billy, the whole creative team here decided to not include you in this game because you're too much of a troublemaker.
Troublemaker? Me? No, I just got back from traveling the world, studying all the profound teachings of titular world spiritual leaders. For instance, which titular religious group was founded by someone with the last name of Smith?
Player 4, where are you putting that screw? Player 2, you're screwed. You got 5 seconds to pick an answer. I think you know it's coming. Superlative screwing, Player 4.
No idea.
Grab a few more bucks, why don't you? Player 3. Oh, the humanity! Player 4.
And you've been excommunicated.
Player 1. The Mormon religion was founded in the 1800s by Joseph Smith.
In America.
So, which was your favorite religion you studied?
Well, I particularly like the ones that preach about reincarnation. Someday, I hope to come back as a beautiful coffee table.
Take a good look at Orcas 11. Say I wanted to go around freeing the killer whales from every SeaWorld location in the world. How many separate rescue missions would I need to go on? 3 rescue missions, 4 rescue missions, 5 rescue missions, or 6 rescue missions? Player 1, not much time left. Player 3. Players 2 and 4. Well, look who's wrong now. Smart people choose this. There are 3 SeaWorlds, one in San Diego, one in San Antonio, and one in Orlando. So you would need to go on 3 separate rescue missions. Well, that sounds like a lot of traveling. Maybe I'll just pay that kid from Free Willy to do it. Something tells me he could use the cash.
Pretty quickly, screw up.
Pucker up for Kangaroo, Peanuts, Albert Einstein, or Uranus.
Kangaroo, Peanut, Albert Einstein, or Uranus.
The name of Jeff Dunham's purple-skinned puppet. Kangaroo, Peanuts, Albert Einstein, or Uranus. Players 2, 3, and 4. Player 1. His name is Peanut. I have to admit, people who talk through ventriloquist puppets kind of creep me out.
That you talk through me.
Quiet, Billy. Stop trying to get me to kill people.
Whoa, now you're creeping me out, man.
Let's try the midnight run to the bathroom. According to Henry Wadsworth Longfellow, how would Paul Revere secretly signal to you that he has to pee in the sea? Oh, player 3! Oh, you're screwed, player 1. You got 5 seconds. Superlative use of the screw, player 3.
Shucks, I'm only a little ahead of you.
Want a little more money?
Yeah.
Player 4. Player 2. Player 3. According to Henry Wadsworth Longfellow's poem, Paul Revere's Ride, Paul's signal for the British was 1 if by land, 2 if by sea. And as we all know, a number 1 is a P. And Americans would have known about the British sooner if he hadn't stopped for a number 4. You don't even want to know what that is. Step right up to the Jack attack. When you see 2 clues that match, press your A button. 2,000 big ones if you're right, but if you're wrong, you lose 2,000. And of course,
remember the clue.
It's gotta be a match that fits this clue. This plus this equals that. What new thing do these combine to make? Good luck. Player 1 with the win! Not bad, Player 1, although I've seen better. I'm sure your 3 opponents have seen better, too. Like every time they wipe their bottoms. What I'm trying to say here, Player 1, is...
You don't know Jack! So, it's 1-1.
Time?
Almost 6.
Almost. Are we now,
6.
or are we going one more round?
No, he started.
I can eat whenever. We're gonna eat eventually. Regardless of what happens,
we are on.
If we don't eat tonight, I will order something at home.
Has anyone seen Nate Shapiro? He hasn't come into the office
not
in
eat
like
tonight, are you crazy? Wither away right here.
This new version
Wasted away.
does this new version of
Totally does.
Why are you asking that?
We don't even know what this is.
Oh, you own also
I am drawing. No.
That's cool.
I can't draw shit.
Okay.
Are we drawing?
So Jackbox.
Draw a
So everyone's going to get to draw twice, which should work perfectly since there's only 4 of you playing. Let's do this thing. Okay, I'm sending a title to each of your devices. Something odd, like wooden nickel or a butt juice. Draw a picture on your device that would have that title, and when you're done, hit send. And you'll get points for each player that can correctly guess your title. So, good luck.
Hey!
I bet some of you are a little nervous because we are about to look at all your weird drawings. Now, use your device to type in what you think the title for this picture could have been. Or better yet, something you think could trick the other players into thinking it's the title. You'll get points for every player that picks your answer.
Somebody's gotta get it. Come on, please.
Hey!
Hurry up! Just type in anything you can think of. Alright, here are your choices. Now pick the title you think really inspired this drawing.
Hey!
What did everybody pick?
Hey!
Does anyone pay attention to the things I say here before going to the score tallies? I don't think they do. I really don't. Next up, enter anything that could almost make sense now.
To be fair, my picture got cleared and then I had to do this really quickly. My picture actually got cleared because I somehow went back to the webpage. So I know.
Ah!
Hurry up, type in gibberish if you have to. Here are your choices.
Okay.
Ah! And here are your picks.
Oh wow! I did guess.
I was trying to have a castle, like a flag on the top, and the dude. My first picture was better. More like
You're all
a
wrong.
castle.
Everybody's
I was
wrong.
thinking of that. A city. It wasn't even a city to me. Oh, I like this.
That was close.
Wonder which one was me.
Yeah, I'm Tyler Rebel for first.
Time for a chance. I didn't know.
Okay, our next drawing.
Hey!
Oh, no.
Ah!
No. I can't fix it.
Okay, here are your choices.
I'm trying to say Spidey.
Oh, you weren't supposed to say what you said.
Hey!
Ah! All right, who picked what?
You get points even if you're wrong.
Well, I thought it was obvious. I guess I was the only one.
I get the points for that. I get the points for that. How does it work if you get it wrong? I get no points? Oh wait, I was some nerd.
Yeah, that's what we don't get.
I didn't
think
get
we're-
points for that.
I think we're
Okay,
doing the
let's do
bonus
this
stuff
again.
wrong. What the?
I've got it.
Oh!
Yeah. Okay, what is this? Well, I can tell you. Then you I can get I know what it is.
I had an idea. I mean,
You guys tell me how you draw this. I don't know. I'm sure it's hard. It's not great, but not even gonna get the answer.
Hurry up, people, type something in. And here are your choices.
Turn Jenga.
Hey!
Here's everybody's picks. Our apologies to the fine people at Jenga.
I knew that was a total of something. I just didn't realize what you were drawing.
Whoever put sitting on the top, it was close.
That was me.
That's what I did.
It looked like a toilet.
I mean, I
Everybody
thought it
gets
was
to draw again. The title should be on your
that I
devices
didn't
now.
Oh my god. I don't even know how to. You gotta look at this.
Hey!
This is so bad.
Oh no, we lost all your drawings. Nah, I'm just kidding. I got them all. And now, this thing.
I can't draw, guys. I can't.
I guess that's what that could be. You know what it is?
Here are your choices.
Could be one of those.
And here are your picks. I didn't expect everybody to get that one right.
No, it's good. You get one.
Do I?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
See, because we got it.
Oh, okay. Alright. Didn't. Okay,
Type in a convincing title now.
Hey!
It's good.
Okay, here are your choices.
Hey!
What's the...
What did everybody pick?
Hey!
The right one.
Yeah.
I'm just glad that we all got to share this moment.
Yeah, anything, do I?
Somebody got it.
Yeah, I got my shit.
You are not. You're gonna look at it and gonna go, what the fuck?
Yeah, you might do the same thing.
Type in your titles now.
Hey!
And here are your choices.
Hey!
All right, who picked what? Good effort, everybody.
I know. That was
Oh, he's taking the lead. 500 points.
Put in your titles now.
Oh.
Make sure you put the KKK.
Are you sure? What the hell? Now it's in my head.
Hey!
Here are your choices.
Oh my god.
Hey!
I don't know, but I'm guessing.
What did everybody pick?
And then I looked really close.
There's gotta be a band called Spatulas of Death, right? If not, there should be.
The Reaper, if you would have done it a little more, I would have probably.
Hey!
Wow.
Oh, no. A triple tie.
It's a tie! You know, we all won.
Oh, it was so
We
close.
all won!
So close.
Yes! Yes! Ross!
Oh my god!
Ready to go. I've already sent your new titles to your devices.
Yes.
What?
All your pictures are in. Let's take a look. And this one.
What the hell is this? Sean?
I don't know!
Sean?
I don't freaking know! I need to get it. I can't see the screen.
And here are your choices.
I think we all know what.
Here's everybody's picks. And one lone player got it wrong.
What? The mutton chop?
Clearly wasn't on the other one.
Are you sure it wasn't sperm on the floor?
I was trying to draw the mutton chop.
The question marks, I thought maybe third question.
But I didn't know that. That was actually quite. That was quite fun that you actually.
Let's do this one.
I'm sorry, Kara.
Hey!
Okay, here are your choices.
Hey!
And here are your picks. And no one got it wrong.
You don't either.
What hurt you? Man, I'm behind you by 1,000 points, buddy.
Enter your titles now.
Oh!
Oh, He's actually red body wrong or something. Two separate things there.
I know I got it. I know what I got. I got it. I know I think I. Or maybe not. Now that I look at maybe. Actually, no. It's not gonna be that. It's not gonna be that.
It could be lots of things. Really.
And here are your choices.
But I'm pretty sure.
I actually thought it was that at first.
It's probably the
Is someone playing a drum?
Here's everybody's picks.
I thought it was a drum too. But then I realized
It sounds terrifying, but it's actually delicious.
What we're probably. I mean, I guess.
I'll take the points, so I screwed you two over.
Microscope.
You gave me points for that. The object is to screw the other
Type in your titles now.
Okay, I know what that is.
That's because I drew it. It's clear and obvious.
You get more points from buzzer times.
Hey!
Here are your choices.
Hey!
I was right!
What did everybody pick?
Alien Taxi, right?
No.
Yes. That's what I
I like this group of players. I don't know why. I just do.
Taxi?
The T part. I should have been like.
I don't want to write taxi.
No, we're tied. We're tied.
That was so much fun. Let's do it again. Here are some more titles to draw.
Oh, God.
Hey!
How did you erase it?
How do you erase? Can't.
I just go back.
Oh. I have no idea what this is. I honestly don't.
You have 30 seconds before you lose your drawing. It seems like a long time, but it's not.
Ding, 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 ding.
I have all your pictures now. These are interesting. Let's take a look.
Is it RL again?
Put in your title.
Hey!
No fucking idea.
And here are your choices.
Oh, man.
All right, who picked what?
Hey!
Bonus points. Get bonus points for that one.
What was it?
Hey, wow.
For the smelly CEO, it truly is lonely at the top.
I was gonna put that. Fairly confident with it.
I got nothing.
I was trying to clouds and I didn't have time.
I'm losing by
That girl
1,000.
stinks minds.
Type in a convincing title now.
Hey!
Okay, here are your choices.
Hey!
What did everybody pick?
Hey!
It's a broccoli scissors.
I'm so sorry about this one. So sorry.
Still behind, 1,000 behind. Damn it!
And now this.
What?
Can you at least tell me what that says? What?
And here are your choices. here are your picks. You all got it right. Well, most of you.
Ready?
I'm falling. Oh, wow. I'm falling behind here.
Oh, the afros.
Enter anything that could almost make sense now.
Oh.
Probably not what you think.
I'm guessing that.
You'll know it.
Here are your choices.
What?
Hey!
Here's everybody's picks.
Gotcha.
Hey!
Oh. We're supposed to make other people pick. Yeah.
Are we done with this one?
You get more
I think
for
we're done with this one.
And get which one later? Unless you know what it is.
Hey!
Never win. Oh, 10,000.
Yet another drawful game coming up. Your new titles should be at your devices now.
Oh, I know what that is.
Hey!
Okay, weirdos, let's take a look at your artwork.
If they don't have the food, we'll just eat pizza, right?
Put in your titles now.
Hey!
And here are your choices.
Hey!
What did everybody pick?
That's the one up.
I have no idea if this is spelled correctly or not. Let's just say yes.
Did you actually?
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Maybe I did it too late. I feel like
You selected mine, which gave me 500. And okay, so I'm understanding.
Type in your titles now.
Huh? Oh, what is that?
well, we'll see with mine. Yeah, yours.
Hey!
Okay, here are your choices.
Hey!
All right, who picked what?
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Love it when everyone gets it right, except for that one person that totally messed up.
Go sleep. Why, thank you there. Appreciate
gonna apologize from the beginning.
Type in a convincing title now.
Hey!
And here are your choices.
Hey!
And here are your picks.
Hey!
Oh, he took damage.
Thank you.
You guys gave each other points.
We should make t-shirts out of some of these.
Why do you get a fern out of that? Fern is like squiggly.
Somebody put it in the end. Somebody
I'm so winning.
Wow, I'm getting crushed.
Enter your titles now.
I'm sorry, man. I'm wrong. Once you find out what it is, like, you tell me how you would draw this different.
Here are your choices. What did everybody pick? We threw in that period at the end just for fun. Okay, get ready to draw again. The new titles should be on your devices now.
Oh my god, how would you ever know that?
Hey!
I wish I could have actually done this properly.
Great, all the pictures are in. Now let's take a look at this one.
Hey!
And here are your choices.
Hey!
Here's everybody's picks.
No. For the points, boys.
None of you got it. Oh!
Now I'm just having you draw stuff for my wedding registry.
I got no points though. Why?
Nobody picked you.
Oh. Gotta guess it. Cats.
And our next weird doodle.
Hey, that says don't touch. I'm sure it does.
Okay, here are your choices.
Oh, good job.
All right, who picked what?
No problem.
Well, let's not waste any more time on this one.
I'm getting crushed.
Oh, catching up.
Catching
up. We got 1,500.
Enter anything that could almost make sense now.
What?
Hey!
Here are your choices.
Hey!
Here's everybody's picks.
Hey!
Oh.
That's pretty deep if you think about it.
I thought it was too long.
See, I was like, alright, maybe if I can put a 4 on the side. Yeah.
2,000 behind that one up.
Let's take a look at our next piece of art.
Okay. Alright.
Wait.
Oh!
I'm glad you're all out. Even I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. I don't know what this is. Well, let me give you a...
Hey!
That's not gonna be...
And here are your choices.
Hey!
What did everybody pick?
No, it's fine. Welcome, 500.
No, it's not. It's fake.
And we are done with this one.
ID. It's
It all makes sense now. Yeah.
Hey!
Again, 10,000.
Alright, let's get that Mexican food.